Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and today I am back here with channel chat 142. Today's channel chat is so important and I hope I was able to catch enough people's attention with the title of this video so that you guys will come tune in and hang out with me. I'm going to try not to make this video super long, but it is super important as it pertains to the channel in general and the future of the channel. So if you find value in my content in any sort of way, I again ask that you watch to the end of this video. So you might want to grab a project. A lot of people tell me that they like to hear me talk anyway while they craft. So an odd compliment in a way, but I get it. So you might want to grab your project. I have mine. I'm still working on my Fresh Peak sweater for later this year, maybe early next year. I don't know yet. But anyway, without further ado, I want to dive into this video. Okay, so lately I have been kind of pulling my hair out a little bit because, as you guys know, I've been doing this channel for the last 5 years of my life, and it has been a very fun thing to do, and it's been great building a community, and especially within the last year and a half or so, you know, that's really exploded to where we are now. I think I'm close to 13,900 subscribers here on YouTube. And so that's phenomenal. I am elated. As I said in a previous video, like, it's a statistic out there. I think it's like less than 10% of channels or it's some very small number. Either it's less than 10% or it's only like about 1% of channels on this platform make it to 10,000 subscribers. So that is a blessing in itself that you guys have enjoyed my content and my teaching style over the years enough to support me and join on and continue to do so in droves. I guess this video is also going to be really important too. If you're seeing this and you just kind of subscribed the other day or something, or last month, then basically it's a rundown of everything that I do here on this channel, because I ran a poll back to where I started. I was pulling my hair out because I'm like, okay, there's some kind of discrepancy between the feedback that I'm getting and the results I'm seeing on my things. So I ran a poll either last week or the week before last asking you guys, you know, what's your holdup, or what's stopping you from creating my designs, because as a crochet pattern and a knitwear designer, I want to know these things so that I can continue to improve upon them and whatnot, and so people can start enjoying my work. And one of those things that I started doing last year was adding videos into my patterns so that people could enjoy them regardless to whether they could read the abbreviations or not, and also to kind of help with tricky spots that I felt were difficult to explain with words. I felt like I was better able to show them off with these hands. So shockingly, and I ran this poll on YouTube and on Instagram. I don't have the capability to do it on Rumble yet, so till they upgrade that UI, sorry guys, but 80% of the responses that I got here on YouTube were like, I didn't know you designed crochet and knitting patterns. Wild. I was shocked to see the least. Okay, so what I learned from that was, one, I guess I got to step my game up with the marketing, but two, like, just to not make assumptions, and as I get through this video, you're going to understand why. Also, I want to preface this by saying this video is very important because if you have been watching my content for a while, you know that I am very much off the cuff. I don't like doing scripts and things like that, but I didn't just write notes down that I wanted to touch on, but I typed them out, so bear with me here. Okay, so point number one that I had written out, I realized that a good chunk of my audience trickled in towards the end of 2022 and throughout this year. I think before the holiday seasons kicked off last year, I had like 5,000 subscribers, and then between that time and the end of the year it doubled, and then now we're at almost 14,000 people here on YouTube at this point, and that's awesome. Some of you guys have trickled in from Facebook. I had a couple videos to really do well over there, and So now it's just a matter of kind of getting everybody to congregate in one spot, and so we can all be cohesive and stuff. But nonetheless, I am glad to have all of you here in my community. Let me say that first and foremost, so this is not a complaint in that regard. You know, and it's because of the continued subscribers and subscribe. English is hard. Oh my gosh. It's because of the continued subscribership and, you know, people liking and sharing my content en masse. It's because of that that I stay motivated to upload videos and do things with my community and things like that. If you are new here, look, I even went back and made a channel introduction because at one point the growing was very much and I wanted people to have a video that they can refer to so they can learn all about this channel, and so I wouldn't have to like make a million channel chats telling people what I do. But it looks like I'm gonna have to do that anyway based off of that poll, and I'll tell you guys why in a little bit. But nonetheless, again, I am glad that all of you are here. It's always an amazing thing, like I said, when I open my dashboard to see, hey, these people are following you and from which videos and things like that. So that gives me guidance to know what videos I should be making for the most part and what you guys want to continue to see. And it is my joy and my mission to continue to make those videos, but ultimately I have to have support outside of YouTube for that. And that's partially why I'm making this video today, because the fact that a lot of my audience doesn't know that I write crochet patterns and stuff, that rings off alarm bells. So it's like now I'm wondering, what else don't you guys know about Infiniti and Infiniti Crafting Co. in general, because I kind of state that in all of my videos. And in retrospect, I guess I could have gone about my announcements differently, because I typically leave them towards the end. But that's something, again, I will start explaining later. I want to kind of go in order in this video. Because I have the tendency to go down rabbit holes and stuff and get distracted and go, you know, just completely sideways. So, anywho, that brings me to point number 2 on my list of things. As a creator, right, it is not the best thing to look at things through your own lens, but it's kind of difficult because it's the only true lens that you have to look through. So in my mind's eye, right, not everybody is going to watch every video. That's just 100% realistic, and that's fine. As a creator, you shouldn't expect people to watch every single video, and much less so watch them all to the end. And so being a crochet pattern, knitting pattern designer, over the years creating tutorials on this channel, I've had to find ways that people would want to follow my tutorials, but like I didn't want to break up the tutorials in a weird way to annoy people and do a lot of chatting and stuff like that, because it turns people off from watching tutorials. Even in my own experience, I hate when people do a lot of front-end chattering on tutorial videos. It's like, I'm here to learn something, I want to learn it and get out of here. So I get it from a consumer perspective, right? But as a creator, right, let's use my channel for example. I have 754-ish videos out there last time I looked, and in all or most of those videos, in some way, I am talking about either a pattern release or the fact that I'm working on a pattern design, or some announcement for Infiniti Crafting Co. Because as you guys know, I'm also an artist and I post my pottery and things like that. Also my handmade, like, knit and crochet items as well. So I'm gonna stop saying you guys should know, or you guys know, because you guys don't know apparently. But so in my mind's eye as the creator, after almost 800 videos, it feels like people should know, or at least enough people should know, to be able to, for me to be able to assess whether or not my content is good, right? Because despite the follower counts, right, if the business side of what I'm doing is doing poorly, then I have to assume that it's a quality issue somewhere with me, whether it's my marketing or the items themselves look bad, or it's something with me. So, you know, when you do create content for the public, you are constantly putting yourself under a microscope. And I know personally when I do things, I tend to be extremely harsh on myself, just kind of in part due to my upbringing, but also just the constant like standard that I continue to hold my own self to. And so, you know, when I roll new things out or I announce things, I try to do it in a way that looks good, that looks palatable or consumable or whatever, so that people will be interested and will want to support my content. And every year I've sat up and I've done something different to try to outdo myself from the year before. It's like as an artist or a creative of sorts, you're always in constant competition with yourself. And so, you know, doing that year after year and improving things year after year, you know, and grinding and doing all these things, but to get back crickets, it's kind of disconcerting and it's a little discouraging, to be totally frank. Um, so this is kind of why I've been pulling my hair out. And I ran the poll in the last ditch effort to like just not make another I quit video almost. I won't be making another one of those until I'm like actually quitting, but just saying, it's kind of the pressure of that. So when I read the results of that poll, and it's still going, so if you have opinions or otherwise, you can still go vote on it and leave comments on it. It's there. But when I read the results of that poll, it kind of let me have a little sigh of relief there, because I'm like, okay, it's not that people are just seeing my stuff and they think it sucks. Okay, you know, it's just that they don't know. And again, to me, in my mind, I'm just like, how the heck are people not knowing about the things when I say in every video, hey, I'm working on this pattern release, or hey, I've just released this pattern, or hey, I'm dropping a pottery sale, or hey, there's something going on almost every video. There are very few videos where I don't plug myself, because I realized as an artist, as a creative person, you have to constantly plug your things and get them out there so people can know about them. Alright, so that brings me to the problem, I think, which might be my point number 3, I'll look in a second. But that leads me to the problem of, okay, where do I insert my self-promotion in my tutorials? Because more people watch my tutorials than watch my channel chats, right? I see channel chats as kind of a thing where the dedicated crafties kind of come to, or maybe like if I'm not uploading or something, somebody might come and watch these extra videos that I'm uploading. So those views are substantially lower than the ones I do in my tutorials, so I always found that putting my blurbs in at the ends of my tutorials was a good way to do that, because it's not getting in the way of the instruction and people are able to get the information that they want to know quickly or efficiently. And then, you know, I have my little spiel at the end that they can, you know, where they can find me, where they can support me, where, you know, what I'm up to, that kind of thing. But clearly that ain't working anymore, you know. And then like most of these channel chats that I do, I start off with, hey, I'm the face, the voice, and the hands behind everything on this channel and my website. And, you know, at one point, I think that was generating enough curiosity to get people to kind of click over to my website that's always linked in the description box of my videos. But I don't think that's the case anymore. You know, people are always looking for a little extra fanfare or something when it comes to these videos. And to be frank, I'm not a trendy person. I don't know if you could tell or not. I'm a 25-year-old that knits for a quote-unquote living. So, you know, or at least I'm trying to. So, like, me and trends are not friends. So I come on and I put my most authentic foot forward and I sit back and chat with you guys and I design stuff and I kind of show things off. I've done several iterations of this over the years. I used to do these crafty corner type things where I would show off new pattern releases or, you know, updated designs and things like that. But those also weren't doing so well, so I stopped doing them, like, suddenly. So people might not even remember those. But basically the gist of this second point was, like, you know, I understand that not every one person that's subscribed to this channel watches every single video that I put out. That's unrealistic and crazy. I don't expect that. Okay. And I also realized that not 100% of people watch to the ends of the videos, because I look at my analytics and Lord knows y'all drop off sometimes, but it's okay. But the combination of the two is what's, I think, killing my messages. And so that's why now you see some of the blurbs popping up during the silent periods where I'm creating stitches in my videos. So I stopped editing that whole chunk out so that I have a space to be able to tell people things mid-video now, because nothing else is working. And I'm not blaming anybody for like not going over to my website or whatever, like, or just doing the things, right? Because at the end of the day, it's kind of a failure on my part, right? As far as the marketing or the advertisement goes. And it's really weird trying to do that as a creative, because I'm more geared towards creating the content and, you know, pleasing the people in my audience, as opposed to constantly putting out ad type videos or ad type posts, you know? So, here in this video, I also want to reiterate that the community tab is key. Some of y'all are really, really good at coming through and commenting on things and engaging with posts and, you know, voting in the polls and really giving me that good feedback that I can in turn act off of. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. I am asking for more of you to come in and really start engaging with these posts that I put in, both in the videos and the community tab, because as I've stated in other videos, I don't have a business, I don't have a channel if I don't have a community. And I consider everybody that is subscribed to me, everybody that watches my videos, part of my crafty community. That's why you guys are all called crafties. We're in this together. And so I would really like to start hearing that feedback from you guys. And, you know, I get it. Sometimes you like to lurk. I am also a lurker. There are several podcasts that I watch where I'm just kind of, I say hi and then I fade into the chat somewhere. But, you know, if you want to keep seeing the content from me that you're seeing, if you want me to keep putting out patterns and things like that, if you see my stuff and like it, if you want me to keep putting out the pottery stuff and things like that, please engage, you know, talk to me a little bit. I don't know, head over to my website, share my website. Like, I just got one of my creator email things that YouTube sends out. And, you know, you guys share my videos a lot. A lot. And I appreciate that so much, because it brings other people in and allows them to be able to learn off of how I teach and things like that, which is gratification in itself. But as I've also said in previous videos, gratification does not help me pay my bills and it does not create a very stable future. And as I'm working towards those things in the very near future, you know, May is going to be here before I know it. And I feel like if I don't start making these videos where I'm being very forward and direct like this now, I'm going to regret it in May when I'm like, okay, nobody wanted to support these things that I'm doing. So now I'm going to have to like just not do the things that I was doing, you know, and that's a hard wall to stare at, you know. It's a hard wall to see coming. It's like driving, foot's on the accelerator, but you can't really lift your foot, so you know, you just kind of see the wall coming. I don't want to feel like that, especially as these months keep rolling by. I graduate next May, and then you guys know I go into my hiatus in June. So, like, by the end of May, I feel like I should, how do I want to put that? I feel like I should be able to determine by that point whether or not it's going to continue to work out the way that it has been up to this point, right? And you can go back to videos years and years ago. I have stated, I am aware that some people just don't like crochet patterns. They feel like the craft should be free and they should never have to pay for a design ever, and they will never ever ever set foot on my shop page or anything like that. And it's cool. You're still a crafty. You're still a part of my community. I still love you. You watch my videos. You share them sometimes. You like them. That is great. That is support. Thank you for being here. However, I also know there's a segment of my audience that wouldn't mind supporting my patterns and things like that. And you guys, I want your feedback on these things. You know, sometimes you put out polls and people from either camp will try to troll you, and it's kind of funny. Got an interesting story about that, but I can't really tell that right now. It's a little petty, but nonetheless, I kind of ignored that part of it, and I'm just like, okay, you're gonna have your trolls here and there. I am looking for the people that genuinely enjoy seeing my face or my hands on here on YouTube or on Rumble, really, because I mirror my content over to Rumble. So if you're over there, you can give me a follow over there. If not, you can stay over here. But, you know, that is the reality of things. And I'm like, you know, I could keep bottling it up and keep just this very sunshine persona up, which is not a persona, but you know what I'm saying. I can keep grinning and bearing it and not saying anything and just continue to sink and not understand why, or I can make these videos and have you guys talk to me in the comment section and actually get your feedback so that I can either do better or so that you guys can actually know what's going on behind the scenes and things like that. So that's why I push my newsletter. I send out a newsletter now every month, now that I'm kind of getting myself into a routine with that, and it just briefly goes down the things that are going on behind the scenes, the new programs that I put up. I just started a Pattern Members Club back in July, and there are a few people that have headed over there already and joined me, and I appreciate that so much, because the money that I get from that I'm able to put back into the channel and also kind of get my life together, because, you know, life's been kind of kicking my butt, you know. We had a deer accident back in March that I never mentioned. My tooth from last year, I fell out of my car and ate concrete, and it broke part of this tooth out of my mouth, and it's fractured across the top half. And I've been stressed out and trying to save to get that done, and I'm nowhere near it. And so, like, you know, and just thinking about how when I graduate I'm going to have these extra things to do, which is great, it's part of life, but at the same time, I am doing Infiniti Crafting Co. because I wanted to run it as my business. And if, you know, when businesses operate and stuff's not working out, they fail, they go out of business, and they don't exist anymore. So, like, you know, it would be really great to me if the project that I've been working on since I was 19 didn't just go up in smoke because I didn't say anything or because people don't know. And it's wild because I've been running ads over the years. I've been putting out short form videos. I even got a burner device to use TikTok on because I loathe the option of going over there so much. But in a last ditch effort, I was like, let me get a device to put that app on to try to promote myself. And, you know, it's still just like there's crickets. So again, I'm making this video and I am totally off script now, so, you know, I'm just into it. I'm not a script person, just off the cuff. So basically what I am saying today is I would appreciate very much if, you know, not that you have to watch every video to the end, but just keep in mind that I am more than the YouTube channel. I knit, I crochet, I do stuff for the Central Knitting Machine here, which, if you're watching this, 9 times out of 10, you found me from one of those craft videos. And you might have clicked this because the title was so dramatic or because the thumbnail was so dramatic. And either way, I'm glad you're here and you're watching it to this point. And if you're still watching, thank you. I think I stopped off when I said topic number 3. The community tab is just, okay, it's crucial. It's important. It's kind of like my email list, but for YouTube in general, because by and large, people don't head over to my website and sign up for my newsletters. But it's my way of being able to let you guys know what's going on. I've gotten better with doing that over time and just letting you guys know what's going on. Like, hey, I need a break. I'm burnt out. I, you know, can't do this. Or I'm telling you guys what's going on over there. I'm showing off my artwork as I am currently right now showing off all my pottery stuff under the community tab. So if you see something you like, the link is also under the community tab on that post and things like that. I put all my polls over there. I put out my little, I call them raffle things, but like, you know, if there's a certain kind of content you want from me, then do X thing, you know, trying to build up that engagement factor and all of that. So the community tab is crucial. So if you ever, you know, just wonder what's going on here on the channel, behind the scenes, things like that, head over there or head over to my website, sign up for the newsletter. 2 of the best ways to find that out. So yeah, you know, topic number 3 kind of bled into topic number 4 there. Oops, that's what happens when I get on a tangent and just keep going. But anywho, my main hopes that from this video is that, you know, more of my audience that consumes my content will start watching the videos to the end, or, you know, not tuning out when I do announce stuff in the little quiet intermediate sections of the videos, because those announcements are important and I wouldn't put them in my videos if they were not. I need the support. I just, you know, and I need the feedback. I need the engagement, all of that to keep all of this going. You know, and I've put out polls in the past too, asking people how much they value my content and, you know, would they want to see it continue and things like that. And so just right now, it's crucial for me to be able to close the gap between the people who answered yes to that and the feedback, the results of people actually going and signing up for my things, or like purchasing my patterns, or even sharing the page of the pattern on social media would be really great, because it gets more eyeballs on it, you know, and people might be more apt to tune into it, you know, you just never know. So all of that is a great help. Okay, so if you've made it to this point in the video, thank you for sitting here and hearing out my passionate rant. My main ask for today is that you guys head over to InfinityCraftingCo.com, which is linked in the description box below. Always. Head over there and just check it out. Browse the pages. See what all I have to offer over there. I'm into a lot of stuff. Like I said, I knit, I crochet, I do the loom knitting on the Centro. I make patterns for all of those. I just started a members club, so if you want to sign up for that and support me monthly, it's kind of like a Patreon, but with one tier, and it's embedded directly into my website. I have a blog that's full of stuff, craft-related stuff. I'm also a traditionally trained artist, and I have a little blurb page for that I'm still currently adding to be honest. I'm kind of revamping my portfolio right now, so that's a little slow, but nonetheless, like, I do things, and I really love it if other people would see the things that I do and maybe support me for it. I don't know. I have no idea how else to put this video, but I would rather put it out like this now than to sound like Mozart later. If you guys know how crotchety he was, I don't want to be like that. So anyway, I know there's a lot of love for me out there in my community, and I appreciate you tuning into today's video, but I had to make this video and get it off my chest, and it's super important to the channel, because again, these are all points that have led to just different burnout points for me, and I recognize this, and I'm tired of burning out, and I think you guys are tired of having huge gaps in the content, so, you know. Again, I ask that you go over there, browse the website. If you're interested in the stuff that I do, sign up for the newsletter. I don't send out messages often. The most you'll get notified about is my monthly newsletter and the occasional blog post that I put out. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time, happy making.